It was a dark and quiet night in the sleepy town of Pinecrest. The streets were nearly deserted, and the houses were all dark, except for the occasional flicker of a television screen. The only sound was the gentle rustling of leaves, carried on the cool autumn breeze. But suddenly, the peace was shattered by a piercing scream that rang out through the night air. The scream came from the home of the Bradshaw family. The neighbors, who had been sound asleep, awoke with a start and peered out their windows to see what was happening. Some even ventured outside to investigate. They found the front door of the Bradshaw house wide open, as if someone had broken in. Inside, the Bradshaw family was nowhere to be found. There was no sign of a struggle, but there was blood on the floor. Panic set in as the police were called, and the search for the missing family began. Days turned into weeks, and with each passing day, the town grew more and more unsettled. People stopped leaving their homes after dark, and parents kept their children close. The only thing that seemed to be certain was that the Bradshaw family had been kidnapped. But then, a miracle happened. The youngest Bradshaw daughter, Lily, was found wandering the streets one night. She was dazed and disoriented, but alive. She had been held captive in a basement somewhere, but she couldn't remember where or by whom. As the investigation continued, clues began to surface. It seemed that the Bradshaws had been targeted by a group of people who were kidnapping families and selling them into slavery. The group was led by a man named Sebastian, who was known for his sadistic tendencies and love of torture. The police were able to track down Sebastian and his group, and they were all arrested. But the damage had already been done. The Bradshaw family was forever changed by their traumatic experience, and the town of Pinecrest would never be the same. But the question that remained was, how many other families had fallen victim to Sebastian and his group? And how many more were out there, still waiting to be found? The answer was something that no one wanted to think about. The town of Pinecrest now lived in constant fear, never knowing if they would be the next target of these heinous kidnappers.